Hey, good morning, everybody. Oh. See, gold is moving up here. We got a really nice range for price to drive upwards. Heading towards like that 8 SMA. 4 hour looks good. Got clean ranges on the 4 hour. It does look bullish. Fortunately, I think my entry got triggered earlier while it's filling this range now. So gotta wait for some new setups. But I hope everybody's doing well. Hope y'all are having a pretty decent day so far. So I might even be looking for some shorts. You know, because I see this range here on the left-hand side. It's like looks more of like a higher time frame play. More than anything. So yeah, we're gonna be looking for some potential shorts as price is moving up here. I still like the idea of the shorts, you know. I think like the shorts have been playing out quite nicely here on Goldie. I haven't had much direction. Majorly just consolidating. So got like a support area down here. You got a support area up above here. So again, guys, we're just back in this sideways movement like we had yesterday. Sideways movement, no clear direction. So we're gonna see maybe price breaks above here, does something like this, creates a support, then maybe look for some potential buys, or create like some kind of like a fake out situation. We might have a fake out here, guys, like similar thing like yesterday. We might have another fake out. So I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see what happens. And we're moving up towards this level quite aggressively too. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullish candlesticks in a row. So I figured like once it creates a new higher high, Probably gives a nice potential here for some sort of retracement. And I see everybody here in the chat. Clear. Ricardo, Luke, trading. Welcome, guys. Tall Trader, Mr. Rashid's in here. Motion Melodies, Sandile. Moin. Hey, good morning, Titus. See Jay in the chat. Hello, Vic and everyone. Please like and support this channel. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, so Raj, Kraken. Good morning, guys. Alexander, good morning. So let's see. We got inverted head and shoulders here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That looked like a bit of a liquidity grab, actually, right here. As price was moving upwards, they got inverted head and shoulders, liquidity grab, break of structure for price to move up to fill this range, up towards, like, you know, 33.42 over here. So yeah, I think that was the move. That is the only move. The setup you think just happened, I think it's just not valid. Only just. Let's see. Oh yeah, true. Only just not valid. And this range was how many pips? About 35, 34. Let's go on. What's new over here? What's new, trading view? Portfolios are here. Track your real life investments based on actual trades, not just positions. Nothing really awesome has come out on TradingView of late. Nothing new. Oh, you can bring this whole thing here like this. I got entry from bottom, but close it, but made 2% there from the demand zone. Nice. Hey Vic, you said you catch a good run or a swing trade sometime, something like that. Do you have a whole trade for like a week or two? No way. I can't hold a trade for that long. It doesn't feel... I just like to get done with my day, you know? I like to take a trade and just be done for the day. And then I can focus all my energy on something else that I don't have to worry about some position running. You know, I've been there, I've done that, and it's not for me. It's not my psychology. I'm much more of a scalper. But yeah, I wanted to catch a kind of a bomber clot, but looks like also the market's not really giving those very clear opportunities yet. But it's alright, you know, it's like we're heading towards the end of this month over here and, you know, slowly grinding my way back up 9%, just about 9% now. So making small recovery here. So for me, it's more important just to secure something, you know. Jabber, good morning. No. Breakout incoming 100 pips. Yeah, that's a breakout. Waiting on a breakie here. Breakie on the hourly. Looks good. Clean range here on the left hand side. If it starts to break, then look at this. 93 pips. 93 pips. If you just do a swing play, would you be profitable? Yes. I had a horrible day, man. Why'd you have a horrible day? Why have a horrible day, sir? I think Shark aided the 65% win. Oh, wow. Look at this. Exactly at that point. Got a nice reaction. Trading with the daily trend, clean range, break of consolidation, SMA catch up. I took this trade as well. Let's see. A lot of people are seeing the same thing. Nice. This was a short on gold. Very clean. Very clean. Oh, we got a bunch of people here looking at this range to get filled. Manage SL, clean range down, 8 SMA confluence, nice management structure, cutting SL over 80%. Amazing risk management there, sir. Got Derek. Everybody took this trade. Nice trade, risk management opportunity, and partially TP rest until 65% mark. Awesome. Yeah, I think those sells were pretty nice. This was fast today. Back to sleep 2 and 1. Was this little consolidation breakout? Consolidation breakout. 1 minute shotgun confluence. Wait, let me see what Goldie's doing. Goldie's still breaking above. Demand zone. Nice. Stop loss above. Makes sense. It's kind of like a breakout entry, this. You have a little sideways movement here, then it's breaking out. W, guys. W. Love to see y'all catching these moves. You're looking at getting into buys? Oh, yeah. These just played out. The problem with this is just the stop loss was a bit tricky. That was the only issue with that one. Trading's a slow burn. Small changes stack up over time. Good habits plus solid analysis. Clean execution plus tight risk equals results. Can't rush it. Can't be perfect. Just stay consistent. Well said, Crack. Was I caught using an impulsive move? Oh, nice. This is like a... I think if you looked at it from that shotgun perspective, then I guess the stop loss would be a little bit better for you. So candlestick broke, close above structure over here, and then rebroke the highs, stop below the candlestick. Nice. Continue moving up. Fill up this range. Looks like you got in more on an impulsive. Yeah, that's exactly. Impulsive break of the highs, stop loss below the candle. Still makes sense. Morning G, this seems like a fake out like yesterday. Yeah, I think so. I think so as well. But let's see what we have for fundamentals today. Yesterday we had Powell speaking. Today we have unemployment claims. And we're expecting a decrease, but I'm expecting it's going to come out neutral for the dollar. As you can see, for the most part, it's been somewhat neutral-ish. A little bearish streak here, but I'm expecting neutral from 245 down to like 244k. That's the only thing though. That's the only thing for today. So yeah, and then we got Bailey speaking over here. Not so important. Not really worried about what Bailey's going to be saying, but more of like unemployment claims. But we don't even have to worry about this though. We're not even going to be on the chart. So it's a pretty nice day. Pretty clear day here. Gold likely headed for some price consolidation. Consolidation nation. Expectations last year for positive performance by gold were easily exceeded in 2025. Which now anticipates some price consolidation. Yeah, that's what we've been seeing quite a bit of. You see what I mean? It's like the fundamentals on here, sometimes the analysts, they do it like a little bit late. Because we've already been knowing we've been in consolidation, guys. For how long have we been complaining about this consolidation? You know, but we never saw really those keywords come in. Now they're coming in. Now they're coming in. But yeah, obviously we've been in consolidation here for quite a long time. Goldie has not been very directional. Even the intraday timeframes, the London sessions, big ranges that we're trading. Like this range here is like a 144 pips. 144 pips. Dollar is a bit neutral. Yeah, we're gonna see here on currency strength meter. Got dollar is weak today. Very weak. Weak dollar should generally speaking mean like a bullish gold, correct? So I think we're expecting price on gold to move up, but it's not even that bullish. It's only up 0.20%. Whereas the pound is doing well. Yen is doing pretty nice. I would expect this more to consolidate. But yeah, the dollar is taking a beating today. Took out my stop before moving up. My stop was at 33.31. 33.31. Oh, exactly at that level. You know, I don't know, like people whenever I say this, I think it goes in one ear and then out the other ear. Every time I say this, don't put a physical stop loss. Because your physical stop, you could have like the correct stop, but it's just like you're gonna get taken out because of those small little variables, those spreads and everything. So yeah, that's super annoying, man. Sorry about that. Exactly at your level and then price turned over. Can we see a fake out? Yes, that's what I'm waiting for. Exactly what I am waiting for. Yeah, but nice one, Ruben. Breakout incoming 100 pips. True, that range is just about. What would happen if a candle got double kiss of death from the SMA? I think that will be a nuclear bomb that will go off on that candle. If you get a double SMA, the 50 and the 8 right underneath it. Yeah, I think that's going to be really nice. Took the same trade as you this morning. Surprisingly, I was taken by SL and I see you survived. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, guys, every day. But, you know, as much as I say it, people are still going to do the same thing. But it's an unfortunate thing about the market. It's just like it does this quite a lot. You can even see like a situation here where it comes right next to this wick and then it reverses. It happens a lot. You can use physical stop but place it 2 pips away from the SL. You know, the price is different. The wicks behave differently on brokers. Like sometimes you're going to look at your broker and look at trading view, and your broker, it might be breaking the wick already, but on your trading view, it's not breaking the wick. So I don't know. If you want to be really safe, you can add in like 5 more pips or something. But for me, I'd just rather avoid it. Stop placement's key. Yes, sir. All my analysis is done here on FXCM. Superfly, good morning, good morning. So when are we gonna get this retracement, Goldie? We're just waiting on you. It's really focusing on the hourly to keep... Oh, look at this. Hourly still pushing. Jeez, really focus on the hourly to keep moving up. You also got a close of structure over here. Close of structure, re-break of the highs in line with the London Open volume as confirmation for price to move up. I guess people would be in certain moves like this, expecting this range to get filled. So it's kind of like a shotgun play here on the hourly time frame. Got SMA confluence as well. Looks like GJ wants to reverse. It's got like a support, a few rejection wicks here. re-break the highs to move up. Gold rises for second session. Gold rose to $33.40 per ounce on Thursday, extending gains from previous session. Supported by a softer US dollar and declining treasury yields. This came amid easing geopolitical tensions with US and Iranian officials set to meet next week as part of efforts to curb Tehran's nuclear program and reduce tensions in the Middle East. Still, while the ceasefire between Iran and Israel appeared to be holding, concerns lingered over its durability. Fed Powell, in second day of testimony, maintained a cautious stance, saying the Fed can manage tariff-related inflation but is not yet ready to cut rates. I salute you, Mr. Powell, for this. Standing his ground, no matter what. However, weak consumer confidence in June raised concerns about the labor market and trade policy, challenging the case against rate cuts. That's where Donald Trump comes in. Market attention is now turning to upcoming data, including Thursday's final Q1 GDP reading and initial jobless claims, followed by PCE price data on Friday. Nice. So it looks like, we're not getting those rate cuts anytime soon. It at this moment going up from HTF 30-minute shotgun plus swing entry. Yeah, 30 minutes and 5 minute, but from this point you got like a 30-minute closure above resistance. Closure above resistance over here. You got 1 hour closure above. 5-minute came in quite sooner. Also 5-minute closure above here. But anyway, this is a much higher time frame range. I'm waiting for them shorts. Because how long can gold keep moving up like this? We're up 0.37%. It at this moment going up from HDF. Do you click enter when it breaks on the broker or trading view? I tend to do it on the broker, but it needs to be a good break. Yes, on the trading view. I'd like to confirm the break on the trading view. Sometimes it works in your benefit. Sometimes you can confirm, like, because it lags a little bit to the broker. So sometimes it breaks, the broker's already pulled back. And on trading view, it's like, looks like here, but on the broker, it's already pulled back. And vice versa. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes not. So every trade is like slightly different, every trade is slightly different. It can never be perfect in the market. Hey, good morning, Architect. Standing his ground when he is wrong isn't a great look. Well, he's got to do his job. He's not going to please everybody, but, the last thing he wants to do is weaken the dollar when it's already weak. Like, there's so much uncertainty, It's like, why add fuel to the fire? JP Morgan forecasts 7 cuts in 2026. 7 cuts? Someone there is smoking some ganja. 7 cuts in 1 year. Vic, do you have a crossover on the 30 SMA? Yeah, I think we just got the 8 SMA. 8 SMA over here. You got the wrong parameter set. Just go in the description box and add to favorites the TFX SMA. We'll have fires. It's the day. Alright, so slow and steady here. Price is grinding upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candlesticks in a row. Slow and steady, slow and steady. Waiting for that soft landing hopefully soon. That retracement down towards a support. Maybe even back into the gulag. It's a pretty big range. I don't fully expect it to correct the whole range, but it's a pretty big one. Unless it's going to be a fake out. Same thing that happened here. So look at what happened here previously. You had price break above and then come back down. Pretty big retracement. This time is a little bit different because we broke and we had a solid push upwards. But 36 minutes left on the clock. Anything can still happen. Just gotta wait. Just gotta take our hands like this and put them here. I'll enter on the retest and fly. That could also be an option. But I'll wait for some structure because if it starts coming down, I don't want to buy a falling knife potentially. EU already had 7 cuts. I don't trade EU. No idea. But I know there's pretty low probability. Very, like if I was going to gamble, I would say I would gamble against 7 rate cuts. I would gamble against that. And I don't think it's even much of a gamble because probability is on my side. Probably like 95+% sure that they're not going to do 7 cuts. Where's the time? You know, where would they find the time to do that? Well, every month is just going to be fireworks. Choo, choo, choo. Where did you sell today? I sold. You know, all of these questions, they can be easily answered if you go here on the spreadsheet in the description. You can see it here. And if you click on this link, it's going to take you to the Discord over here. Then you can see the entry. You can see everything. Make sure to drink more water, everybody. Drink more water. Yeah, now it's just a waiting game. It is a waiting game. That's why, you know, that's why when people go fishing, it's called fishing and not catching. Right? So right here we're fishing. We're just sitting on our little stool over here, having a beer whilst the fishing rod is in the water. You know, so you just gotta let the fishes swim and wait for your setup. Wait for your setup. Wait for a fish to hook onto that setup. Yeah, you know the difference? The difference between a pro fisherman and a guy who's new to fishing? The guy who's new to fishing, maybe he tries too hard. So it's just reeling it in. He's reeling it in. It's like, oh man, I didn't catch nothing. Then it's like waiting. He's waiting a short time. Then he's bringing it back. Then reeling it further. Trying to see like, okay, maybe something here. And then like, you know, standing and waiting like this. Well, this guy just sitting on a stool. Just sitting on a stool. He put his fishing rod here, holding onto something and just waiting for it to jingle a bit. This guy is sweating. He's like, damn, are there no fish in here? What's going on? Pro fisherman got exquisite bait? Yes, sir. And patience. It's called fishing, son, not catching. But Dad, we've been waiting for so long. Vic, can you please explain how you read the candles? If you don't mind, I'm trying to learn from you. I'm not a heater. Well, I'm happy you're not a heater, Jibber. Just stick on the stream and the best way to explain how to read candles is when we are about to get into entries. That's the best time to explain how to read candles. But as of right now, the basic analysis is, you know, price is moving sideways, right? It's moving sideways. You can clearly see this, and it's just breaking above from this area over here. Like without overcomplicating it any further than this, because now we can go on the hourly, and you know, I think once we start doing that, that's when it starts again getting complicated for some people. But yeah, just get a good amount of data, just get a good chunk of data, and look at what price is overall doing. Even if we're on the 5-minute, we're basically at the same time analyzing the higher time frame because we're looking at so many candles over here. So you can see sideways movement, break of structure, parabolic 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is a breakout. Overall daily is up 0.38%, and Yeah, it's just sideways and now it's break. You can look for the most part, like this is the kill zones I have activated. So you see this is the market open right over here. So since the market open, market has not had any direction. But if you're too focused, you know, sometimes you're going to look at this and say, oh, gold is trending bullish. It's just breaking out. I think there's a difference between trends and breakouts. Maybe on the lower time frame, you can say, okay, it's a short-term trend. But overall, it's just a breakout. So we're going to see if it actually follows through. If it still keeps moving up bullish. Then I'm going to take a trade over here. And hopefully that's going to be part of my rules, which it should. And I think it's going to be a good day. Every day that you follow your rules and you get whatever outcome is a good day. That you practice patience, following rules. Always a good day. Oh, I got so many alerts over there. But when is this gonna stop, guys? It just keeps moving bullish here. It's probably the hourly. Oh, we just got the new 30-minute open. So with the new 30 open, we should probably get some structure soon. It's always a good day with TFX concepts, yes. And as long as it's stress-free, you know, as long as it's stress-free and you somewhat enjoy the process, it makes it all that much more worthwhile when the entry comes and you execute after waiting for so long, and then, you know, you finally get it. But right now, the worst thing that you can do is chase price. So, heck, this could be a fake out right here on the 1 minute. So that's the worst thing you can do is chase this parabolic move. Even if it still shoots up another 500 pips, you know, just be okay with missing that move. Buyer's volume is fading. We can see it. Doji candlestick here. Candles are starting to lose momentum. See, starting to lose a little bit of momentum here. That's what it looks like. Powell gets replaced next year too. Oh man, I'm gonna miss him. Uncle Powell. Unk's gonna be replaced. This is the range I was looking for yesterday and blew my account. Still up for the month though. How does that work? How do you blow your account and still be up for the month? I'm on the H4 waiting to see where this current candle closes. Sandile, what's going on here? Yeah, I think this is a H4 is about to close 2 hours 30 minutes. Yeah, blew the account to a whole new level. He blew it so bad it inverted. It inverted and gave him a profit. I was like, no. Gotta at least give you something for this one. I always withdraw profits. Ah. Well, now you gotta deposit. Through the power of imagination. All right. So let's see if we can start getting some structure. Some structure soon. Looks like it might be a 1 minute breakout from that retracement that I'm expecting. If it's a pro account, it makes sense. What's a 10 lot trader then? Oh. Yeah, I remember, like, you know, getting to that one lot is such a goal for most traders. It's I guess in the beginning most of us saw like 10 cent lot, and then we get to that 50 cent lot. Feels really good. But that one lot, man, that one lot is like a milestone. Any chance you can have a look at GJ, please? Based on my execution, it almost 100% hit the 65%. Even if the range is very big, what do you think about it, Vic? I think, yeah, if the range is very big, it only that reduces the probability, correct? Because it has a lot more area to cover. So if it's very big, then I usually don't trust the very big ranges. But yeah, most of the time we're expecting at least 65% of it to get filled, you know. But Goldie is moving really strange here. I want to see this thing get... I think actually the sell, if it just keeps pushing up like this, the more parabolic it becomes. The better chance that the sells play out beautifully, but we need a lot of structure. I would hate to get like maybe a candle do this, and then get like a market fade. Unless we can get a fake out confluence. If we don't get a fake out confluence or some kind of like huge wick rejection, then it can be a little bit risky. So no chance for GJ today? Yeah, I think GJ here is a... There's no chance for GJ here. GJ is just coming down. GJ is just coming down. Unless you're trading maybe the 4 hour is breaking. I see a nice little 4 hour range. Beautiful little reversal situation that's happening here. We got some rejection wicks as well. Couple of rejections right here. Candles breaking below support. Expecting price to continue moving down towards like 197.200. So I think on the HTF, it looks like pound is coming down. 1 hour. We got a 1 hour support here. Just need to get through this 1 hour support. We got SMA confluence here as well. So notice we just tapped into the SMA. A little bit of a kiss of death situation. Over here on the hourly. How do you zoom out? Let's see. 30 minute. 30 minute here is about to close in 23 minutes. Closing that 30 support. Got 5 minute, 15. Yeah, it's on like a speed bump. There's definitely like a speed bump region over here with dynamic support and the structure. So I'm not even going to look at the 5 minute because I think these are more like higher time frame moves. If you're looking for a sell, a reason that price should sell off, maybe from the 15 minute support here. If price breaks below this area, then we can see this range get filled up here on the left hand side. But anyway, just nothing interesting for me though. Maybe GJ buys for me would be more interesting if we can break above a 197. Oh, let's say 198 even. If we can break 198 even, then yeah, that's going to look a little bit more appetizing. Vic, on the H1, we've now tapped into Tuesday supply level in gold. Tuesday supply level. Yeah, I know we got like some kind of... I don't know if you're looking at this region as a sort of break and a retest. Where the sell came in. Selling pressure came in. Yeah, it could be. It could be. But, you know, we have clean range here up towards this resistance. So, I'm not going to focus too much on... I don't like dilly-dallying with these structures that's in the inside too much. You know, not too much. Especially when it's this old. Like, this a few days back. Something like today is quite different. Today, we can see prices moving up. So, potentially going to head towards resistance there. Or at least that's what it's targeting. It's targeting to potentially move up there. For me, I can't get any buys right now. This is too parabolic. I need a good stop loss. I think whenever you get into a trade, you must trust your stop loss more than your entry. You always have to have like a proper set stop loss. Could be the difference between a break even or losing or winning trade. It happened to me last week. Last week, I think on Tuesday, I set the wrong stop loss. Got a losing trade. It would have been break even. I told you, chat, gold just going to keep flying. Yeah. It just pushed up from that support like 100 pips. Vic, have the YouTube gremlins started behaving? I spoke to them yesterday. And they said everything seems fine. But you know what's interesting with YouTube? They don't have the data for my videos, my previous videos that I deleted. Because I can still see the analytics on my end. It's a bit weird that someone on YouTube who has access to the back end can't see the data though. It's a bit strange. Because I was like, look at my previous videos. Then they said, we can't see any previous videos. No shit. I told you I deleted them. So, you know, you gotta send like screenshots. And then basically they said that nothing is wrong, that the channel seems fine. But I know it's like, it's an algo thing, you know? Like that algo is, I think it was still even recommending videos from like 1.5 years ago to people and, you know, that sort of thing. It has watch time, watch hours, comments, likes, like all that data. The algo just like now is confused. So I'm thinking what's happening, it's like I'm starting a new YouTube channel almost in a sense because I need to make videos. But at least I have a bit of an audience. So it's going to be a small little grind here. This is a character building moment, you know, at least it gives me some experience. But yeah, hopefully it goes back to normal very soon again. A lot of favoritism on YouTube. I've seen other live stream traders who don't even have disclaimers. They don't even have any disclaimers and they seem to be okay. Maybe they just haven't been caught up to yet. Because remember, this is something that just recently happened. And I've been on YouTube for, at least this channel has been on YouTube for at least 3 years. At least 3 years. So it was only now that they decided something. As long as you never stop the live, some of us have been with you 3 years running. Yes. So yeah, it's just a patience. It's just a waiting game now. June has been a character building month. That's for sure. So that's why it's important to like the stream, everybody. So we can start this groundwork again. But we'll get there. We'll get there very quickly. This range is massive. It's almost kind of scary selling this. But I don't see a reason that price should be moving upwards like right now. Yeah, I don't see a reason why we should... Holy, this looks like a big drop. It's like when you're standing on the edge of a rooftop. And you start thinking those scary thoughts. You know, some people have this condition where they can't be on top of high places because they feel like they will push themselves over. I don't know what condition that is, but if they stand on a high place, they feel they don't have control of themselves. Holy. It's a big range. And the thing I don't... Alright, we'll see what happens here, chat. We'll see what happens here. It's just stop losses. It's kind of tight for this play. 24 pips. Kind of tight, but anyway. We're going to look for... I'm looking for a potential fake out situation to be happening here. I see a little bit of exhaustion. You know, I'm trailing this thing like you would trail an animal in the wild. You know, you're waiting for this thing to get a bit exhausted. Not that I condone animal abuse. I love animals. We don't condone animal abuse on this channel. We love animals. All animals on this channel. It's just a figure of speech. That, you know, as it's getting more tired and tired, we can see it in the candlesticks and the way candlesticks are behaving. They're like losing strength. Doji over here. Doji, losing strength. Having a small reaction off of that 8 SMA there. But I'm sure majority of the chat would prefer a sell as opposed to a buy even, because of how parabolic price is right now. I'm sure y'all feel a lot more comfortable with a potential sell too. And me too, because price has already moved up. So now I'm going to wait and see if this is a... But I still have to wait for this candlestick here to close.
Why are you running?
Very strange moves. Hey Vic, why are you looking for counter trend move? Because price has already moved up. If I'm going to get a buy, I need it to come down first. I'm just expecting a fake out to be happening anytime soon. It's going to the top, 3351.78. It's okay. The more candles which print here, the better. There's no rush for this candlesticks to stop breaking below support. It can move up once even a bit more. It's fine. The range is pretty huge. It's huge. At what time will we open a position? There's no we in trading, sir. Got 2 minutes candlestick here to close. Dun, 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 dun. Because if I lose $500, I lost $500. We didn't lose $500. All right, let's see. Candlestick here is about to close. All right, so new stop loss 26.3 pips. All right, so this is what I'm thinking. If price can break these lows, I'm gonna look for potential sell. It's a bit choppy. I hope I don't get caught in chop, because you can see here it's starting to mitigate or consolidate rather. It's really looking for a potential pullback. There's divergence, but no trend break like yesterday. Yeah, nice little liquidity grab confluence is what I'm looking for. Need to get through that 8 SMA though. So I'm just watching to see how price. See how I broke above, created a new smaller higher high. And then also if we look at the wick, that's how the wick broke above these highs and it's starting to pull down. So, you know, still got to be patient here. Still got to be really patient to wait to see if any kind of structure can get broken to the downside. Let's see. We should respect those highs though. I don't want to see this candlestick re-break those highs. Not too risky. Everything is risky, sir. Even a buy now is risky. A buy here is risky. Everything is risky. Just gotta manage the risk. I want candlesticks on my birthday cake. No risk, no Rari. Trading is never not risky. It's only risky. That's why traders are more considered risk managers than actual just trading, you know? That's the only thing that we can control. Waking up is risky. Yeah, waking up is risky. Staying in bed is risky. Turtle soup is forming. Lucas, you can't use capital letters. But yeah, turtle soup, nice. Oh, is this supposed to be like a turtle back right over here? That's why it's called turtle soup. I could kind of see something like that. Then you gotta get the turtle's head. I'm in buys. Should I book? No idea, man. You can see I'm looking for sells. So if you're in a buy, it depends on where you've been on a buy from. But if you're planning on trailing your buys, then I think by the time we start breaking these lows, it's a good probability, at least for me, that price moves down. But as you can see, we're not breaking those lows yet, so there's no confirmation. Turtle soup would be a massive push down for a move up in your case. What does ICT have against turtles? Does he like eating turtle soup or what? Oh man, we rebroke these highs. It slightly rebroke these highs. Damn. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that. Oh man, because you know, this could be such a nice pullback. I don't like the fact that it took out these highs though. It took them out literally by, how many pips is this? 0.1 pips. My broker is still respecting that high though. So I don't know what to do here. Maybe I just take it. You see, these are these small variables that sometimes happen where it's like, what can you do? I think I'm still gonna take it because it's right there. I'm still gonna take it if this candlestick can at least reject this resistance over here. If we can reject this resistance area and close below that area at least, then we're just like right on the wick, right on the wick. Oh, look at this. Now it's coming down here. Owanda respected. Owanda still respected it. Got a couple of rejections forming here now. See, it's rejected. It's rejected that resistance. All right, if we break the lows, I'm gonna be in. Nice rejection. I feel like the pullback could be quite strong, you know? Starting to break below the SMAs there too. All good on my broker, didn't break it. All right, here we go, Goldie. All I know is we have not yet had a retracement. About to get the new Xauusd open here in about 4 minutes. Oh yeah, exactly, Brian. I still wouldn't mind like another fake out up there, to be honest. Oh, it is spinning all right. It is consolidating on the lower time frame. That new Xauusd is gonna open up with fireworks. Situation like this, it can be a little bit for my experience from setup to setup, situation like this can be a bit volatile because we're very parabolic upwards. And now we're consolidating, and you can see how it's wicking a lot. And we're about to get the new Xauusd open, so it can be very volatile. So just expect some kind of volatility. Got 1 minute 30 seconds. These are those trades where if, let's say if it's a losing trade, you're going to know very quickly it's a losing trade. So winning trade, you also, you know, the same thing. You can also know quite quickly. But the thing is, like with liquidity grabs, it's much more violent than distribution. So I got 1 minute. 1 minute for candles here to close. Gotta get the new Xauusd. You know, sometimes it pushes before the new Xauusd opens because the new hourly could open below this level and then continue distributing. So let's see, 45 seconds. Yeah, there's mad anxiety in there. But it is accumulating. It just needs to break certain key areas to confirm momentum. Half a turtle shell has been formed. Nice to see you on the chat, Lucas. I remember, I think you were on the stream quite a while ago. Let's see. Can it respect that resistance? 2 seconds. Where's it closing? All right. It looks like it's still respecting the resistance here, guys. On my broker as well, it looks like it's still respecting that resistance. How's it looking for you? On the 5 minute, it's still respecting that resistance. That's what it looks like to me. Respected? Yes. Gotta be patient. People, you know, they can get on these sells too early. Get on these sells too early and price is still moving up. Holy. But yeah, that resistance looks fine. The highs did not get taken out. Yeah, come on, guys. Run up the likes, please. Got like 300 people here. I would appreciate if you all can run up the likes. Help this YouTube algorithm recommend my channel again since I removed my videos. All right, I took out the highs, guys. So now I gotta wait. I gotta wait for it keeps taking out this highs. This is a problem. Now I have to wait for this candle here to close. Make sure you like the stream, guys, because if you do enjoy watching the stream, basically you're signaling to YouTube that you enjoy the stream. So if you don't do it, the algorithm might miss sending you my channel as a recommendation, because I recently removed all my videos. So if you don't like, then it's just going to be like one of those things that you just watch quickly, but you won't get recommended again, probably. So I'm going to see if that area there can get respected. We just need some sort of resistance to be formed here now. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the likes. I see y'all running them up. Hopefully we get that hourly flip. Oh yeah, let's see. Hourly flip. True, we got the hourly highs. Hourly will be reflipping and breaking the lows. Oh, it's still pushing. How are you still pushing? Got 43 seconds. It's forming really nice rejections here. 1, 2, 3, 4 rejection wicks. It's struggling to move up. Hopefully I can get stuck in properly. Rejected, yes. Mid buyer still holding on. I would definitely not feel comfortable as a buyer here. This is pretty high up. All right, nice. Ready to execute. Come on now, Goldie. Awesome. We closed below the 8 SMA there in the last second. Literally in the last couple of seconds. Keeps trying to pull up though. It's a bit strange behavior. I don't know where gold is heading to. Why are you bullish, gold? There's no fundamentals supporting this bullish nature. And the only thing is a pricing in that I can think of maybe is that we're pricing in some sells, but overall fundamentally with the ceasefire and everything else, there's nothing really pushing gold up. Unless it's just still within the consolidation on the HTF and it's just ranging. Because we're somewhat at the bottom of the consolidation there on the daily. So every time it comes into this zone, we get the sellers in. The sellers are really trying to hold this level over here. But for some reason, the buyers just... They're quite confident. They're quite confident. You know, they keep trying to push price up. I don't know why they're so confident. Why are buyers so confident? This accumulation though. So if it re-breaks those highs and like does it with momentum, then obviously I think that can be like the pit stop for this new hourly to keep moving up. Yeah, it's flirting a lot with those highs though. If you can tell, the lows here were quite chilling. Like the lows are not even being paid attention to right now. It's really focusing more on those highs and those wicks up there. A little bit more exhaustion. This candlestick should at least reject this resistance. I'm in a sell now from my setup, a sell above the wick. Okay, nice, nice. If you're in a sell due to your setup, so I'm hoping that price can start moving now. Look at that. 8 SMA coming in hot. 8 SMA is supporting price action here. Look at the way it's bullying this candlestick down. You think it's going to be a quick one when it breaks? Yes. There's a lot of anxiety here. So I think when it breaks, it can be a quick one. I gotta wait for that breaky. Give me that breaky. Nice, nice, nice. Almost. Alright guys, so I got triggered in here. Alright, so I'm in my trade. Yeah, I think it's good. I think the way I've been reading price over here, I'm still expecting it more to move down than to move up. I think that was a good read on price. Now I just gotta let probabilities do the rest of the work. See what we're gonna get here today. But yeah, after rejecting that area so many times, I would be expecting that price moves down. I wouldn't be expecting us to come all the way back up there. We've literally tested this zone like how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And we've rejected it so many times. It wouldn't make sense for it to move up there again. Oh, 40 seconds for candlestick here to close. Call Bogdanov. Let me see if it's working today. Bogdanov. Hello, Bogdanov. Are you in the office today? Please hit dump it again. I'm in a cell. Okay, thank you, Bogdanov. Alright, says it's gonna be in the office soon. We need candle to close bearish. Yes, and it's just closed bullish. It's just closed bullish. Not good. Bearish for you? Oh, some people got bearish closure over there. 8 SMA is still trying to push it down. Still got that 8 SMA confluence. Come on, dump it. Oh, nice to see people here in the stream today. Hopefully my YouTube is going back to normal. Got about 350 people here today. So make sure you all leave a like on this video because again, I deleted my videos. So if you don't leave a like on this video, the algorithm is not going to push you my content because it's like I'm making new videos again. So make sure you smash the like button, guys, so we can feed the algo. Let's make buyers cry. Come on, we waited. Yeah, man, we waited. I think we've practiced a lot of patience over here, you know. Practiced a lot of patience, and we read the price action the way the candles were telling us to read it. You know, this is not my subjective opinion on where price should go. This is my very objective opinion on where price should go. You know, because if you're reading the candlesticks, they're clear. Candles don't behave like this when they're meant to be moving upwards. They don't show you rejection wicks like this, and they don't struggle and re-break wicks and then stop pulling down to re-break the lows. Typically, that's not how a candle should behave when it's moving up bullish, correct? So, you know, for me, I think I've read the candlesticks here correctly. I've executed according to my plan. Everything looks to be valid. And now I just gotta wait. I just gotta wait for it to play out. That's it. Got my SMA confluence in there. We're parabolic. So...
Spartans! What is your profession?
So I think we should look for some potential sells. Struggling? Yeah, a little struggle. It's struggling with it. Don't like the fluctuations too much though. Now it's fluctuating at the lows. You know, it's funny because we were fluctuating at the highest for so much here. The lows were completely ignored. Now it's come for the lows and it's fluctuating at the lows. I can't reduce the stop on this though. That's the thing. I can't touch the stop loss now. Like these conditions, they're still tradable. I just don't like them because of the volatility. When the candlestick's always like wicking and pulling up and down so quickly. It's still tradable, but it's quite annoying to see. Come on, what are we doing here, Goldie? Dollar is crashing, that might be the problem. Yeah, we did see the dollar weakness today. It was quite a lot. I don't focus too much on the negative correlations when I'm just looking for small moves. Come on, Goldie, don't do this. Gotta go on the 1 minute time frame, see what's going on here. Ooh. See that volatility? I haven't closed it yet. This is exactly what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid these like small little spikes. Don't do this to me, Goldie. Dump it. It's because it's trying to do another fake out here. See how the 1 minute close above that resistance? That's the thing. It's like a kind of fakey environment so far. What the heck is going on here? Let's see on the 5 minutes. So 5 minutes did this, pulled up. Okay. Lol. This could be like my first trade this morning, chat. Holy, I've never had that happen back to back to me before. I know these things happen and that's why I manually close. So now I can be sure. I can be sure if it comes back up here, then that's not going to be a good sign if it re-breaks these highs. Yeah, definitely caught in a chop. This is choppiness, choppy market conditions. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy, Gold. What are you doing? I'm gonna give myself like some leeway here of about maybe like a 2 pips. I really don't trust this. Pretty big rejection there on the 5 minute. Funny thing is we don't have any fundamentals at all right now. This is, at least as far as I'm concerned, technical analysis. Unless there's something happening in the background somewhere. Because of just the way it's moving so choppy. I need Goldie to bleed off. The worst, honestly, is when it's flirting around like where the SL area is. It's really unsettling, isn't it? Needs to calm down. Give us some room to breathe. I mean, you know, if you look at it from a 5-minute perspective, chat, this thing could really freaking dump. Like, this could be that 5-minute fakie. So notice how the 5-minute has broken and closed above that resistance, quickly spiked upwards and then brought it back down. So if this thing just decides to start moving, you see it's like about to close in the next 5 seconds. It could be like a very nice fake out for the market. But it looks like we're closing above that a break and retest area over there. This is wild, guys. This is a crazy trade. We got caught in choppiness. You know, the thing is, we don't know when the choppiness is gonna come. We can just execute our plan, but we don't know when we get caught in choppiness. You know, we're not in the business of speculating. No top wick. Yeah, that's true. No top wick. Would have been nice to have the top wick. We don't always need a top wick, but it would have been nice to get the top wick. Sometimes no top or bottom wick just means a lot of pressure, but it's better with in line with your confirmations. For now, I don't see any sell confirmations that would create a no top wick. What time is it? 4:21. All right. All right. So about 21 minutes into this hourly. Let's see what the hourly here is doing. Hourly is bearish. Yeah, definitely. If the hourly reflips and breaks its highs, then there's no point. There's no point of that for it to move down. That's a 5-minute now. Created, hopefully creating the top wick. Gonna go back on the 1-minute. I feel like it's thinking about coming up here again. But there's still a very important lesson on this trade, guys. Very important lesson here on this trade. Is how just calculating your risk and being patient in that stop loss area. Because it does happen. Sometimes it will come right at it. And then it would reverse, because that's where most people would be taken out already. You know, that's why this is the second time today this has happened to me. Like where it just had a quick reaction. Exactly like right on the T of that level. I'll show you the previous trade if you stick around long enough. Remember I said I'm watching the current 4-hour. Let me see what you're saying. Vic, my only concern is with the sell now is that the current H4 candle may close above resistance. We still got loads of time before that happens. Got 1 hour 36 minutes there. And there's a shock in the water here. Because it's taking out the lows and highs. So you can see it from here. Taking out the lows, taking out the highs. Can we survive this swim? Situation like this, it makes it very difficult to reduce the risk by, you know, 50% or something like that. Because as I said, the stop loss here is, you know, it's about 27.5 pips. So that's not too many pips for Goldie. So the range isn't that big. So the candles, the way candlesticks are going to move, they're going to move big enough to fill that area. There's a small little accumulation that's building here. This will be if this candle here closes bearish, I'm expecting that the next ones, once it starts breaking this small accumulation, we're gonna get a solid direction. Either breaking above these highs or these lows. But it looks like, do we get the... See how candle here is about to close? Oh, wow. It closed bearish in literally the last second. Crazy, crazy volatility here, guys. That was literally like 1 second it closed bearish. So it's created accumulation now. That's a little tiny one over here. So this is a very risky one. If this breaks above a 33.46, holy. But if it breaks below support here by 33.45, then it should get that push. Ideally. I like turbulent weather here. You know, when you're flying a plane and you hit into some cluster of clouds. Get the seatbelt signs on. Doon, doon. Oh, man. I hope this is going to be a smooth landing. I hope this wouldn't be... Japan Airlines 123. Y'all see that airplane investigation? Crazy. Back of the airplane ripped off and then this Japan Airlines crashed into this mountainous area. I think it was one of the worst plane crashes. Data is showing negative numbers. Those bullish candles are liquidity grabs. Data. I hope so. Man, this is crazy. This is pure volatility. We're literally in the mix of this. This is pure volatility. Anything can happen here at this point. The 1 minute looked like it broke the lows, but it's doing that same thing. It's breaking the structure and doing the opposite. You see, like here, consolidation break, opposite. Consolidation break, opposite. Accumulation, consolidation break, opposite. It's doing the opposite of what it should actually be doing. So it makes it a very interesting scenario. We FXT Tetra strategy for today, not TetraFX. We're flirting on the 4-hour 5 fib retracement. I'm about to get the new 30-minute candlestick open up. Yeah, I'm gonna go back onto the 1 minute. I don't trust these 1 minute pushes. You see what it's doing? That's exactly what I'm saying. Look at this. It's breaking above here. And look, it's starting to violently... The candlestick is still open, but it's starting to pull down somewhat. It's trying to push against the SMAs. See, we got some 8 and 50 SMA over here. It's battling between the SMAs now. Look at that. SMAs might hold it. Might get a bit of that dynamic support. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Goldie? Come on, price action is king. You can do this. Alright, closed. Yo, this is wild. This has been the wildest trade on the stream. It closed at 8 SMAs. Come on, can we get some direction to the downside now? What is that? Goldie right now with SMAs. Might go make dinner and come back soon. Alright, Jay. Gonna see what happens. Call Bogdanov now. Hey, Bogdanov, where are you? Why are you not in the office yet? Okay. All right. Okay, thank you, Bogdanov. I'm dying out here, Bogdanov. Stuck in a consolidation. Please dump it. Yeah, stuck in traffic. He's gonna be there in the next 5 minutes. Here we go. All right, Ricardo's sensing something. Ricardo's spidey senses are tingling now. I don't usually see the RSI, but everything looks overbought. You just gotta ask yourself the question whether you're more comfortable here as a buyer or a seller, you know? If you're a buyer, fine. Price is kind of moving up right now, but the moment you see it start to pull against you like it was when we got our entries, it can get quite dangerous because it is parabolic. The only thing that for the sellers that we can have in our favor is if price can just move right now. Because the more it consolidates here, the more it gives accumulation for buy continuations. So whenever I look for trades like this, I'm looking more for a smooth direction. Might still be able to reduce my risk by 50% actually. That's if we start getting some sort of structure towards the downside. I closed full at BE. Yeah, depending on where you got into your trade, you know, you can manage how you want to manage. Don't feel comfortable. You got some better entries for some reason. You know, you could get out of BE if you want to. For me, I can't get out of BE now. It's against my rules. It's against my rules. I kind of have to give it more time to create that structure I'm looking for. I hope it doesn't pull up aggressively. Because I wanna use the next candle, depending on how these two candles close, to reduce my sell. It's nice it's starting to calm down a bit. This is like a airplane investigation, you know? First it goes crazy and things are not working and everything's shaky. And then it goes okay for a little bit. It goes okay for a little bit and there's something really wrong with the plane. Then it starts to shake. And that last shake, usually that's the last shake. What in the ass is going on? No, that's the question. Come on, dump it. We got the 8 SMA over here. So holding. This is the market here. It's like Ronaldinho playing football with people's emotions. See how it's breaking, consolidating, breaking, consolidating. Man, this can really mess you up psychologically if you don't have a playbook, or if you're just not comfortable with the risk. I need this candle here to close. Man, we need to take this plane for a landing, honestly, right now. We got some problems here with the engine. We got to do emergency landing here, boys. Emergency landing. So I need this candle here to close bearish. This is when the move happens. This is when the move happens, you know? I'm expecting this candle needs to push. This is when I'm actually expecting the move to happen. Like something, if it starts to close bearish, then what I would ideally like to see is the candlestick kind of push like this. Very aggressively to the downside. But this is like one of the last few 5-minute closes over here, which is going to determine how the trade's going to go. Oh, man. But now we're doing the opposite. All right, let me see. Back on the 1 minute. There's a small accumulation breakout there that just happened on the 1. Let's see what's going on here. Hopefully it's just a small payout, because there's these smaller moves which are happening within the range. So on the 1 minute, there was just an accumulation break right here. So hopefully the next minute candle can come back downwards, and that'll be some form of profit taking. Because remember, in trading, we also got hyper scalpers. Like people who trade the markets on the really lower time frames, seconds charts and whatnot. But anyway. Got some volume starting to come in. It's back by that supply zone again here, guys. There's 2 candlestick body fakeouts on the 5-minute time frame. Market still hasn't yet picked a direction. I assume whatever direction we break next, like in terms of these wicks, the wicks at the lows here and the wicks at the highs, that should become the original direction. Back of the supply. You've just seen Bogdanov's car pull up. Man, it's probably going to get to his desk. When is he going to get to his desk? No, he's still got to take the elevator to the top floor. That's Bogdanov's reception now. He's walking through the reception. I hope he's making some calls over here as he's going to the office. Every minute counts, Bogdanov. Every minute counts. It's a very surgical procedure here. Oh, come on. Really not trusting those 1 minutes. Oh man, this is such a Judas thing that the market is doing. Getting the new 5-minute candle open here now. Character building moment. Iraq announcement. They will carry on with nuclear weapons to stop the USA or Israel attacks in the future. Is there like some kind of... There's something happening, chat. There's something in the background happening. The only thing we have scheduled for today is unemployment claims. But we'll see. We'll go on the live news section after this on Discord and see if there was anything. Yeah, it's super bipolar. Like the 1 minute candles from 1 second to the next, they can be bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. How much time do we got left on this 5 minute? Okay, we got about like four minutes. I'm on TradingView by getting different price action as yours. Maybe it's the broker. Oh, this might be the last one. This might be the last push. I'm allowing an extra 2 pips, guys, because anyway, you know, this condition here, I want to be sure. I want to be 100% sure it's breaking these highs. If it goes back up there. You've never seen this before, so nasty? Yeah, it's very, very bipolar. Two more minutes for the 5 minute closure. Oh, trading already left. It's 3 a.m. and it's my birthday. I'm going to put my sell in TP and I need to sleep now, guys. Thanks, Vic. Win or lose, it's always a win. Hey, happy birthday, buddy. You already left. Yeah, I know, man. It's like... Gonna wake up to a notification. Let's see what it's gonna be. Damn, why is Goldie forcing these buys? I feel like the buys are forced. I feel like price wants to come down, but the buys are like forced. We've been moving up for so long. Usually bullish markets like this, they don't struggle to have continuations. This is struggling to get that continuation. I agree. This is a real shark just wants price up. Because if it's moving up, you guys in the way price has been moving up, it wouldn't struggle this much to continue. It's really forcing something. I don't know what it's forcing. We need to see if there's anything later. Oh, my candle here closed like a doji. It closed a bullish doji. Interesting. It closed like a bullish doji. Alright, so how many moments we got here? About like 4 or 5 minute close. Very much eyeing this area over here. It keeps pulling back from. We've survived it 1, 2, 3 times. We've literally survived this area like 3 times. What the hell is going on, gold? Oh, it's a very risky one because if it breaks, it might give me a big slip. And look at the way it's reacting here. This is wild. You guys see how that wick just appeared there? Yeah, it looks like it's breaking. Come on, if I'm gonna lose this, I'm losing this with 100% commitment, gold. You're not gonna take me out this easily. I want to know you really wanted that direction. Yeah, that's what I thought. That is exactly what I thought would happen. That's it. That's the move. See, now we've gotten the direction. It's broken it much more clearly now. So it's getting away from that area. But holy. What a freaking trade that was. Crazy. Tested this area how many times? 1, 2, 3. And here flirted a little bit on the 4th one. Man, insane. Insane. What's going on here? Let's see Discord. Live news. Let's see if we get anything. It doesn't look like anything. I think that was just technical choppiness. Technical choppiness and dollar being super weak today. So today we actually got the dollar here with about a... We only had like 1 bar of strength. Here, the US dollars got that negative correlation in effect. Although gold is not moving like super bullish, the daily is only up 0.44%. See, when was this trade? 408. All right, chat. GG. I think this one is over on this 5-minute. Yep. Let's see. Put that here. Put it now. 129, 1149. Yeah, GG, chat. It's interesting. It looks like it's not done. It looks like it's not done. What's going on here, Goldie? So we broke above. Let's see how much did we even push from that break. Once started breaking above from here, got about like 12 pips and it quickly came back into the gulag. That's crazy. As I know, trading is the most difficult job, especially for the mentality. Yeah, it is. It can be quite difficult. I mean, you know, like you just at the end of the day following rules, you know, follow your rules and then just wait for probabilities to play. The difficult part is usually, for me, it's usually the entries. But once you get stuck in, you're stuck in, then it gets easier from then. And then the situations like this where it's like chopping a lot. But these types of situations, they rarely do happen. I feel like it's been an interesting day for me as well because even on my first trade, I had that same thing happen. So you see what happened on my first trade? This is something that it happens from time to time. So you can see it came, this one didn't break through it, but it came exactly at 33.35. And then the candlesticks just ripped down from that point. So that's kind of what I was hoping was going to happen on this one as well. Like come really close and then just rip down. I must mean the stop loss placement is pretty accurate if that's where the market is finding value of potential stop outs. So that's good. I am barely BE for today and shutting this off. Oh, barely BE. We're still waiting for the drop, but we expected gold to go higher before it dropped. How high can it go? How much higher does it need to go? Should have dropped here. At least give us some sort of retracement. We've already gotten one fake out. Go one fake out here. This looks like another potential fakey over here. Bogdan's here. Yeah, Bogdanov failed us on this one. I'm sorry guys, you'll probably get a nice drop soon. Yeah, let's see what happens. See what happens now. It's forcing issues. The only thing that had support there was a 15-minute. You got the 15-minute SMA was catching up to it quite nicely over there. Let's see, 5-minute SMAs. He was looking so good. I wish this candlestick was to reflip bearish right underneath that 8 SMA. But it broke above it. It broke above it and then it used the SMAs as support to move up again. So currently it's still holding up price a little bit here. How long were we in this trade for, chat? Like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Around like 40, 45 minutes. Do you want it? You can't tell me this move wasn't an intentional was unintentional from the market, just triggering positions to take a sells. Yeah, in a situation like this, it's actually very difficult for both buyers and sellers to make any kind of money here. You'd have to have like, I don't know, maybe a strategy is very specific probability of winning in such a scenario, but for the most part, whenever it's breaking highs and re-breaking wicks, and this, no one really wins in a situation like that. It can be quite difficult. You know, you can always find a reason. You can say, oh, Vic, yeah, but what if my stop loss was like this? You know, but we're going to use structure over here, you know? If you put your stop loss there, there's no structure on the left-hand side. So you'd have a really big stop loss. And most people probably looking for the breakout as it's breaking above here. Because, you know, that was a pretty nice break. About like a 2.3 pip break above here. Then it came down. God knows where the stops were. But anyway, very tricky. Very tricky nonetheless. So let's see. Maybe gold is not yet ready to sell. It wants to keep pushing up. I don't know where to. I think Ricardo was saying 33.51-ish. Heading towards like, you know, some 30 minutes of resistance over here maybe. Looks like lack of volume. Frankfurt and London open push done. Now in the lacking period before NY. Yeah, that's the thing. In the next 4 minutes now, that's going to be the hourly that really doesn't do much. Not expecting anything from it. Thirsty for blood today? Yes. It's just some classic stuff, you know, like look at how nice. Generally speaking, the market was moving nice over here, correct? So this was a pre-London into London open. Only here it decided to chop. Man, only here it decided to do that turtle soup. You got that turtle soup thing here. But everything before that, you can see clean candlestick bodies, like very nice candle bodies. Not a lot of wicks until this point. But you know, by the time London is opening, you're gonna get a lot more market activity as the London session's opening up anyway. That's what we got caught in. Got caught in this chop. Now it's trying to do that distribution. Best case scenario, as I said, for these types of trades is if price just gives the push almost immediately. So when you see resistance like this and then struggling and those types of wicks and it breaks the lows, I already knew this was going to give us like some sort of trouble. Remember, chat, I said like this could either be a very quick loss, which it wasn't, but as soon as it started pulling up like this, it already gives like hints of a little bit of trouble. Because the more we're in there, it's like, as I did mention, it gives more time for the buyers to get this accumulation that price can continue to move up bullish. The longer that we're in a situation like this when we're following a parabolic move. So that's why I prefer to have them as quickly as possible. You know, because look at this. The longer we're in here and accumulating, it's just giving the market a reason to get that accumulation breakout. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, structure is king. You must just respect what the candlesticks do. And if they give you your opportunities to manage risk or get out of trades, then it is what it is. And if they don't, then they don't. In my scenario, I did not get any opportunities to reduce my risk further because this was a break here and then it just started pulling back upwards. This was a candle I was hoping that could close bearish at least, but you can see ever since that candle here, price has just been trying to push up again. Yeah, so it is what it is. Rise, my son, rise. Bogdanova has failed me today. But also, Vic, the bullish crossover didn't reverse as well, so the direction would continue. The bullish crossover, what do you mean? Bullish crossover on what? What time frame? There's no bullish crossover here. And we were closing below the 8 SMA on the 5 as it was breaking below support, so that was nice. $30 for dinner break now. How is everyone? Hey, Mr. Sir Joshua, you just missed the craziest trade in the history of consolidation trades. But I think it was a very nice learning moment because, you know, we started the stream talking about this. We started the stream talking about how market can tap into certain levels and then quickly reverse. Yeah, that's what we had happen here today. Not once, not twice, about 3 to 4 times. What do you mean there's no bullish crossover? There is no bullish crossover. This is a crossover right here, right? The 8 cross the 50. If you look at the 5 minute, what are you expecting? That candlestick is going to come and close at 50? Like all the way here? Gotta miss a move by that time. Most of the time, the indicator here is like it's just a lagging indicator. So you can't base a trade off the indicators. So an SMA crossover is that what you're talking about? You'd need a 50 and a 8 to cross like this. But all we had was a candle close below the 8 SMA. I was listening to the stream, was fun not being involved. Started feeling FOMO, but as the time went on, I was good. What are you waiting? Are you trying to detox from the stream or something? You're like, oh, I got FOMO. I got FOMO. I don't want to chat. But as time went on, it became better. It is what it is, though. Yes. We missed you here, Joshua. I was wondering where you were today. Well, let's see. Nothing more annoying than seeing a trade play out after you've stopped out or closed. Yes. Something that's always at the back of my mind when we start to go and draw down. I've been waiting for the buys, which I just activated at the break of those highs. It better not F you up. Well, it should keep moving up. It's still struggling here. It's still struggling to push. Whereas it should move up if it wanted to move up. I think maybe the market screws everybody. It says you get a whip. And you get a whip. And we all get whips here. This is what the London Open seems to have been, one big whip. So you know, like when you think about the way people trade and you see markets shift like this, most people are not making money. Forget about those people who just take like random trades and they get away with it. But if you're just generally talking about structure, most people are not going to make money in a condition like that. Imagine, now it's coming down. Now it's coming down. What do you say? Coming down to 22? Shaking everybody off here like a salt shaker. You know, it's like everybody's trying to ride this bull here, but this bull here today is a notorious one. This is El Chapo the bull. Everybody knows El Chapo the bull is a dangerous bull. Nobody rides El Chapo. Summer close. It's equivalent to winter in the Game of Thrones for teacher here. Oh, nice. Summertime. Yeah, this is, you know, June is about to come to a close here. And we still got how many more trading days? 1, 2 more trading days. I'm still hoping I can get to 10%. I don't know if I will. We'll see. It's been overheated on the H1 and for 15 hours now, all Asia. Oh man, this is brutal. This is very brutal here. This is very brutal here. This is why I like to have a bigger stops. Like the stop on this was quite tight, you know. It wasn't that big. But that's the only structure that we had. Should have respected that. It should not have broken above. Like you can tell it's not behaving the way it should behave. Like it should not have broken above here. Like look, it didn't even go up. It didn't even go up. It hustled this whole time to break above and it barely even moved upwards. So what is the point of this gold? All that hustle, we've been in that trade for such a long time with volatility for what, 40 pips and then reverse? Doesn't make sense. Let's see what happens. GG, who bought? Yeah, you got people who bought over here. You know, the sellers have been taken out. The buyers have been taken out. Most people are also holding positions for quite a long time. So putting their stops on structure, getting them taken out before targets have been met. Took out early sellers. Yeah, took out everybody here. Yeah. We all got catfished. Now, there's some days like this. There's some days that the market just says no. Obviously, not everyone is staying. Like, you're going to have a few people here and there. Maybe they're going to catch a trade. But, you know, when we're talking about trading, we're talking in a generalized way about longevity. Not just one scenario like this where you say, oh, it's an early sell or, oh, that was an early buy. Because like you, in hindsight, you always make these excuses, right? But once you've been trading a system for a long time, you know the difference between like normal PA and not normal PA. It's usually like luckier kind of and very questionable trading models survive these areas, at least in my opinion. Very questionable trading styles can survive that. People bought your cooked price is overextended. Delta is ultra negative. This was the algo shaking people out of trades. Yeah, man, you can call it what you want. Algo, the market maker, the boogeyman. It was just a probability of getting caught in choppiness. That's all it was as well. But yeah, definitely. Definitely getting shaken out. I just, you know, it's like, that's what it is. But at the same time, it's also a statistic, right? When you have like your trading plan, you're also going to have these, you're going to have, okay, so there's always a nuance towards winning and losing a trade. When you can lose a trade, sometimes it can just be like a normal loss, right? Where you don't get caught in choppiness. That's fine. And then there's also an additional one where you get caught in choppiness and market environment is just not good to trade. It doesn't mean that your system is bad. It just means the environment where the confirmations were coming like was just like a different environment. That's what we had in June for the most part. Was because in June right now I'm still up about 7.8%, but usually I'm aiming for 19, 20 plus. And my clusters, you can see this is like a healthy, it's like a healthy cluster of good and bad trades for me. I remember February was a bit tricky as well. We had a few more speed bumps than usual, but you know, something like this is more of like a healthy cluster of good and bad trades. That's what I would typically be expecting. So then, you know, the market environment also plays a role despite just the strategy. See, like June over here, a bit more speed bumps in June, a little bit more speed bumps. But that's why I think like 2024 was a lot more like, had a lot more opportunities in 2024. 2025 has been good though so far. I can't complain. Up on the account 118%, risking 1 to 2% per trade. So we're in the middle of the year here. Can't complain. I think June was just normal like this. You know, June is usually like summer months. Even last year, June, I got 13%. It is what it is. But it's nice that it's opening up here towards the end though. See, now it's starting to open up a bit more. You can see the clusters of good and bad trades are spreading out. So that's typically what I want to see. If we didn't have this variable of like choppiness, then you know you could increase your hit rate by a little bit more. But you got the shark in the water sometimes. That's why they say your best setup doesn't always play out and your worst setup doesn't always fail. A very good morning to everybody. This is precious timing to be alive as a scalper. In and out. Hey, Mr. Frank. Hey, nice to see everybody in the chat here today. I think the universe doesn't like when a lot of people win. Because our other streams, we've just been winning. And now we get the most people in a long time. And the universe said, no, these people, they don't deserve a win. Because they're nowhere to be seen. They're going to go take another break here now. They're going to disappear for another week. But, you know, this is it. This is what trading is. You stick to a system and you keep repeating it day in and day out. Don't strategy hop. Don't mentor hop. That just... You can learn a lot, but sometimes it can hinder your progress if you're mentor hopping too often. Also depends on you as a person. If you're good at filtering things out. Of what's working here, what's not working. And then seeing what works. So let's say you go mentor A, mentor B, mentor C, mentor D. So you're just going to look at all their pros. And then you have to do that correlation of the pros and the cons for each one. And then you need to filter and see which one of these things like work together. Yeah, which one of these things work together. And then you got to balance that out with the cons as well. It's a very tricky thing because the more data you have, the more difficult it becomes to connect the dots. You know what I mean? So just imagine you're having so many mentors like this. It's harder to connect the dots together. But, you know, over time, what's going to happen is you're slowly going to get rid of the ones that maybe you see not so much value in. And that's when you start really narrowing down on a system or a model of looking at markets. Because I always think it's much easier for people to understand the market than it is for them to replicate or attempt to replicate somebody completely. Because no two traders are really the same. Everybody has like different risk appetites, that sort of thing, perspectives. You know, we're all looking at these candlesticks. I might be explaining as much as I can. That makes the most sense to me. But I know somebody out there probably does not understand the same way I am looking at markets. Somebody out there is probably having a much wider view of the market as well. And maybe they think that, oh, this is like some FVG somewhere around here. And you got like this much broader perspective of markets. So, you know, this is like two different things. But you see markets now coming down over here. So I think this is pretty nice. It's pretty good. So it did get the reaction that I was looking for though. Just was not the probability of this position to play out. Yeah, very well done. Very well done, market. We're gonna give this one to the shark. Gonna give this one to the shark. It breaks now, honestly, yes. It breaks now because no one is going to survive this. Like, it's very difficult for majority of people to survive this and still catch this. Especially if you're, you know, sticking to, let's say, 1 or 2 trades per session. Most people would like trade this and then come back the next session. And, you know, you get stuck in this mentality as well. You know what other people would do? They would take a sell, get stopped out, and then maybe take a buy. They take the buy and then get stopped out. Be like water. Yes, Sir Joshua. Be like water, my friend. When you pour water into a cup, it becomes the cup. Don't fight the market. I got triggered at all those SL that kept re-entering 3 times as I saw you still keeping. I lost the most. Oh. Yes, so much. That's what we're saying, man. A lot of people, they're gonna re-enter in such a situation like this. They keep re-entering, and still miss the move. You know, that's the crazy thing about the market. You could give it a second chance, a third chance, and still miss the move. I'll be ready here in August now, but I'll be back with big wick energy when I'm back. Wednesday is the only day I can confirm I'll be on stream. All right, good to know, Joshua. Not been getting your notifications. I thought you were on vacation. Yeah, I mean, it's been happening quite a lot. The YouTube algo is, I don't know what's wrong with it, to be honest. Some people are not getting notifications. I don't know what's going on. Just join the Discord here. We usually get usually get the notifications on Discord here on TFX Live. Something happened with YouTube in the past couple of weeks. Something broke. Even the videos, like, I don't know if you guys, it happens to you all, but my videos are taking sometimes longer to load. I don't know if it has anything to do with this war. Or just the algorithm is just super delayed. Or they got some policy changes. Man, this will be such a beautiful trade. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Let's see, is it hit? It's probably hit 65. Oh, not yet. If we came in later, could have survived it. Here, stops above this area, such as that, for the range to get filled up. So I think it was also partly a timing thing here today. So the swing entry model still played out. I would have taken this one if I didn't take the first one, but the first one was also confirmed. This was valid. Hi Vic, is in this move looks good based on accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Yeah, it is. That would have been the secondary entry, because, you know, like, whenever we're on stream, we're looking to see how many of these signals we get. But, you know, this one came in at 5 minutes past, but it was still valid because the hourly had just closed when it created this resistance. So still break of these lows to trigger those sells. So far there was one entry here. That's why sometimes I don't like very tight stop losses, because the market has not moved too much. And then this was the second one. The second entry confirmation here. And yeah, that would have been, you would have had this confluence as a manipulation, accumulation, manipulation to break the lows and distribute downwards. Yeah, but guys, make sure you like the stream if you haven't yet liked the stream. That's why maybe you might not be getting notifications as well. You on that sell? I wish. This is just like the secondary entry. You're one of my fixed starting pages on my browser. No need for freaking algo. Yeah, I appreciate that. Got a loyal viewer. Gold has down the accumulation. Yes. Yeah, some people get it on the homepage. I don't know why others don't, though. It's a bit weird. But it's a good sign today, chat. It's a good sign. We're getting out of that gulag slowly, but still something weird. We go right, the movement just nasty market conditions. The good thing, at least it's opening up. It's broken away from that area. So this should actually be a lot cleaner now. As long as we've gotten away from that zone. What do we even tap into here? Oh, 3350. Maybe 3350 was a psychological mark for price to hit. Got 3350 because as soon as we tapped in 3350, we started getting that reaction. Sometimes you're gonna have the psychological marks. You know, they can even be on the quarterly time frames. Banks and stuff have these quarterly targets that, you know, nothing's gonna stand in its way. If price wants to move up towards 3700 as a potential quarterly target over here, you know, the market's gonna make that happen. So sometimes it could just be a situation like this, where it was just looking at 3350 since it started distributing. So it can even do it real quick, you know. It can just be a quick little push over there. If you look at the candlestick bodies, you know, the bodies still closed here by 33.48, but the wick, I say it's just a quick little push. The wicks and the bodies, they behave quite differently from one another. So you see the wicks can make those little grabs. So I think that could have been a potential target of sorts. That's why you're going to see situations where a price will also push up close to like a stop loss area, but not really confirm the momentum to break that zone, because it's just like a quick little grab. It's just trying to get to that area quickly, but the real structure here most of the time is paying more attention to the candlestick bodies. But you have to be careful not to hold at the same time too long, because if you hold too long, sometimes these 1 minute pushes can be quite big. I feel like these are skills that mostly scalpers will learn. You can't learn much of this when you have when you're holding positions for a very long time. That's the 1 hour supply zone. I think that's why it caused it rejected so strongly. Oh man, look at that. Such a huge whip. You are back in trade after the reversal bearish, and could that be your trade at 2 times a day? Yeah, it could. This could have been the second, if you're going to give a second chance. If you really believed in the sells, then that would have been it right there. It would have been at the break of this candle lows over here. Now it's filling up the range. It's filling up the range, heading towards 65% over here. El Chapo the Bull. I'm trying to see a reason why this would not be valid, but I don't see a reason why this sell would not be valid. Because if it was a human error, that would be much more easier to correct than a probability thing. If it's a probability thing, then there's nothing you can do. Because that's just meaning eventually you can't win forever, right? Yeah, I don't think there's much I could have done differently here. See, rejected resistance. It would be a different story if this candlestick here was bearish. That means maybe the entry would have been at the break of these wicks. But on my broker, that candlestick is bullish. Let me see what other brokers look like. Owanda. Yeah, it closed like a doji over here, but overall it looks like it was bullish. Hey, mastermind trader, you can't use all caps. You have CCEDAs in Wakanda. They're fucking annoying. Bear Buzzy near my head top in that. Yes, we do have those there here. But I don't really see them much. It was just shark action. Or rather, let me say I don't see them. Yeah, 65 would have been hit on this next one here. Damn, that would have been so nice. So what GJ is doing. GJ is just consolidating here. Not much really. No direction. Sideways movement. Wicks. Bunch of wicks. Gold still looks overall more appetizing. No, the thing is like when you look at you look at this area here, 3350. If you look on the left hand side, there's no real obvious level unless this you can say this area has been filled up. This range here has been filled up. Now about 90% of the range has been filled up. But still, it feels more of like a bit of a reach there towards the end. It's funny the way the price is set up here. You could just feel the market knew how parabolic it was. It knew the struggle. It knew the struggle. You can literally see this. Just the way it flows, you know? Just look at the flow of price action. Or what they call order flow. What's a good movie to watch? What is a good movie to watch? What's it called? The Accountant 2. The Accountant 2 is pretty nice. There's this guy from Mr. Robot as well. If you remember that series from Mr. Robot, this guy, The Amateur. The Amateur is also pretty nice. I really enjoy The Amateur. I like this actor. The Amateur, The Accountant 2. Sinners was freaking awesome. This is a really nice one if you haven't watched Sinners. I recently watched this. I don't know. I kind of wanted to get a dosage of some of anime. I haven't watched anime in a long time. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters, which actually was not. It was not too bad. Like the style in which the cartoons had been drawn is really interesting. It's quite unique. I think we got Jurassic Park coming out this year sometime. But yeah, the ones I recommended are pretty goated movies. If you haven't watched either of those, I'll probably start. I don't know what your vibe in movies is, but you probably start with the Sinners. Sinners is really nice. It's like a high budget type of a movie. I've been seeing some buzz around this one though. 28 years later. I wonder what the rating is. Doesn't seem to have a rating yet. Might be good. Oh, Final Destination. Yeah, Final Destination was also really nice. There's a few movies here. Apparently, How to Train Your Dragon is a really good CGI, because you know how they usually mess up CGI, like they do Lion King CGI and these bunch of movies where they really mess it up. Apparently, How to Train Your Dragon, since it's the same director, the CGI is really nice. Still waiting to watch Lilo and Stitch. I want to see the F1 film. Yeah, the F1 film also looks good. There with a Brad Pitt. What's the link you're using to watch movies? It's called S-Flix, but what I typically like to do is I just go on YTS over here. Then I see like if I can get a better quality. On YTS. What the hell is gold doing? It's just distributing orders right now. It's paying out anybody who survived this general region over here. So you get that distribution in. It's at the same time setting up next potential move. This could be a continuation to sell below support, or a potential buy above resistance to move up again. But right now it is in a distribution phase. And it also just tapped into the 65% mark, so we can also expect some sort of reactions off of it. So you see, we just hit a 65% over here. Today the pilot threw us out without parachutes, then climbed the plane. Another 300 feet just to land the plane. Yeah, this was that Japanese Airlines 123. That's exactly what it did. You know, it flew and then the wing broke off, right? The wing broke off and then it was like quite turbulent. You know, it was very turbulent. It came down, it pulled up, very turbulent. But before the final moment, it went up like this in the final moment, and then it came down like this. And then it started rotating. I wish we had Denzel Washington here, man. That guy would have come in handy, you know. Bogdanov really slacked on us today. That's another movie you should watch called Flight with Denzel Washington. Really nice. Dinner break done. Back to the shadows I go. All right, Joshua. Gonna miss you, buddy. Enjoy. Now it's moving good. Now gold is moving properly. There's no volatility. Like everything is fine now, huh, gold? This is the usual price action. Look at how calm this is. Look at these ticks, normal volume. Wow, whatever the hell was going on in here. I usually always try and analyze these situations and see why the reason the market behaves the way it does. At the end of the day, we're never going to know 100%, but it's quite interesting because the buyers were forcing issues. You know what's up here at 33.50? Because the sellers, it's like the sellers were saying this is a good point to sell, correct? They're getting a lot of selling pressure, like, let's go down. This is a good idea. Let's sell off here. But the buyers were really forcing this issue. And it was not even for much. It was just to 33.50. You know, sometimes you can have like these artificial, what I could imagine is like an artificial pump just to get to a certain level for XY reasons. Because, you know, that's a game market makers. That's a game that they play because they can move the market. We can't. So like an artificial push to 33.50. For whatever reason. Maybe there was an order here of some sort. Maybe there were some big orders in here. Potentially even some big buys. That market just wanted to trigger in. So to do the opposite. Because I think you get to a point in your journey when you've been trading for a long time where you start looking at market very differently. You kind of want to understand the flow of reason something like this could be happening. Because if you consider, let's say if you had this data, yeah, if you had this data and your job was to manipulate or move the market, whatever, you could see that there's a reason for a push here. You could make an artificial move, trigger a big position, why not, and then bring it down. Obviously, we can't see this. Most people can't really. Anyway, whatever. That's why I stick to dumb money concepts. Don't have to ask a lot of questions. Just take my trade and move over to the next one. It's accumulating here a little bit on the 5 minute. So it's getting ready for another push eventually. It would be nice to see a break of the highs here for it to retrace a bit more to the upside. The website you're trying to access falls under this European sanction. Vodafone Ziggo is required to enforce the sanction and has blocked the website. Yes. Because it's streaming, right? You can't stream or you can't download movies in Europe. Yeah, your internet service provider is going to snitch on you. Then you're going to get a bill. Which I find is crazy as well. Like, where is the privacy? Gonna get like 100, 200 euro bill for trying to stream a movie. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Because even the options to go to the cinema are not even that much. I remember when I was in Germany, it was very hard to go to like cinema. You'd have to travel for quite a distance to find a mall with a cinema in it. And then also to get it in English. You also gotta schedule that. Oh man, such a hustle. I used to stream movies though. I never got a bill. But I got friends who did. Welcome to be part of the world. We demand you to follow the rules, yes. I got a bill from a movie. How much did you get? How much did you have to pay? 1,200 euro. No way. In Germany, 1,200 euro. That's crazy. That is worse than breaking a driving violation, you know, going over the speed limit or something. You're not even hurting anybody watching a free movie. It was in 2012. Or maybe it was a pile-up of free movies. Maybe it's like they considered all the movies that you watched or you downloaded. And then they waited for the perfect moment. You threw the papers away. Out of sight, out of mind. Which percent of the schedule is English? I think very little percentage. Also depending on where you're watching. I think if it's like in Stuttgart maybe because cinema there is also not so big, they're gonna get less percentage of the movies are gonna be in English. I imagine it's quite similar other places. Man, I had to drive once 2 hours. I think it was like one and a half, 2 hours, something like that, just to watch a movie. It was worth it in the end. It was a nice cinema, but too much of a hustle. My stop is tight. Yeah, this would be something I would be expecting from price to do. Re-break these highs and then continue to move up bullish. Out 50% now. It's 0% here as a post-Soviet country, mostly Russian subs. Brutal. I can never, even if I understand Russian, I always would rather watch the movie in English because it just feels so different. Bro, the picture of you trading outside on the bench is diabolical. At least give them street people some strategy to learn. Oh yeah, thank you, Ricardo. Just saw the private message now. Yeah, if it breaks these highs, I'm actually expecting quite a nice retracement from that. It's just something I'm gonna paper trade. Get a solid break. I say broke above the SMAs too. Got a little bit of an SMA crossover that's coming in. Oh, it was a Vampire Diaries. My sister watched it on my laptop. Bro, imagine getting a fine for 1,200 euros for Vampire Diaries. And you didn't even watch it. Okay. I don't even know how they come up with these things. The cinema should sell streaming packages. They would make so much money. I feel like countries which don't have so much option, they should, yeah, they should have like a system like a membership or something. Make it more affordable because it's much more expensive in European countries, but to watch in the cinema. Other countries, you know, I love countries where there's literally malls all over the place. Like malls and cinemas and shit to do and national parks and oceans and trails and all that stuff. You know, theme parks. Yeah, those are really fun. Those are really fun type of countries. You should visit Cape Town. Yeah, exactly, like Cape Town. Cape Town has like even, what do you call it, auditoriums, like where you, is it called auditorium, where you look at space, basically look at space. You freaking probably like swim with dolphins. I would not be surprised. They got penguins, they got wakeboarding, surfing. They have literally everything you can think of. Mountain climbing, food bazaars, a lot of like cultural things as well. Like there's a lot of buzz, you know. I love countries like that. That's why for me, like people ask me, oh, why don't you live in Dubai? Man, I feel like Dubai is so soulless, you know. It's like a soulless country. Bunch of these laws that you have to follow, and at the same time it's like it can be cool, you can go snowboarding inside a mall and stuff, but it, you know, like I feel like it might lack a bit of soul. And you know, it's all this competition, like who has the most money, who has the most expensive number plate. There's a lot of competition, and you know, workers there are overworked as well. There's also that underbelly of it, the people who actually build the roads in that heat, the people who build those skyscrapers, the living conditions, like it's a bit crazy. But to visit, man, yeah, I'll definitely visit. If it's possible to enjoy cinema early with a normal job, what the hell am I doing with forex? Still hasn't given a solid break. See, these little tiny breaks has literally no confirmation in these tiny breaks. Zero confirmation. Those are those little like liquidity type breaks where people really rush into trades because of the fear of missing out. Always wait, chat. Always wait for a very strong break. It's better you get in later than too early. Let's see how much more of this range here is left. The stop loss above here. Okay, so the sell range is quite small. There's not that much range left. Don't think it's worth the risk. Buy range is much nicer. Previous 15-minute doji. Low volume. But the 15 looks clean. It looks clean to push down a bit more. Got about like 58 pips down towards that support. Oh, what is this? I'm gonna close this. Bro, your chart looks exactly like how my chart used to look, I would say in the first few months of trading. This is almost like even the same colors that I used to have. I mean, this is a little bit on the pinkish side, but you know, kind of similar. So you got major zones. I know what's going on here. Probably looking at higher time frame levels. But you see, this really messes you up. This analysis here is very novice. Sorry to say. You also got the volume indicators here, which don't work. Is volume bars. Volume bars, massive zones. You got a triangle here pointing in the direction. Alright, man. Keep putting in that work. Keep putting in that work. You know, the thing about trading is you got to put in the hours. Because we all got to start from somewhere. We all start from somewhere. You really got to put in the hours. And you get a bit more refined. I think that's the only thing I like about ICT is because it gets people more in this refined perspective of markets. It gets them using, I would think, less analysis. That's what it usually looks like. Which is good. How many days to build discipline to take 1 to 2 trades in a day? How many days to take? You could do it today. Why do you have to compare the days? You know, like sometimes people ask me, how long did it take you to be profitable? If I told you it took me 10 years, would you wait 10 years to be profitable? You know, some people, they do it in 1 year. Some people, maybe even in a few months. So I would say if you want to be disciplined, you could already be disciplined today. Yeah, listen, just take a trade. You know, if it's a winning trade, losing trade, call it a day. Maximum 2 trades. Like you see this sell over here, I didn't overtrade because today I've already taken 2 trades. I've taken 2 trades, so now I just gotta wait for the next one. I think it's easier when you have a bit more data as well, so you can see how your month can theoretically still play out. So just try 1 month. Just try just 1 month only. You see how fast these months go? We're already halfway through the year. Think about it. We're halfway through the year. You could have used 1 month at least to practice discipline. Just one of these months. Just focus on 1 or 2 trades, you know? Or heck, even 1 trade. Try even 1 trade a day if you're getting your confirmations. I guarantee you the PNL is going to look a lot better than what it is that you're already doing. You could even do 1 trade a day and do 2%. You know, pick a session and then do 2% instead of like 1%, for example. And then for the rest of the day, just, you know, like tune into the stream. You can paper trade, like, you know, just watch the way price moves. Maybe even have a demo account. You can trade on the demo just for fun, but have a real account just for that 1 trade. That's my biggest challenge. I can't stop clicking the buy or sell. I trade more than 30 trades daily. Yeah, that's too much. You know, even 30 trades, you're not going to journal 30 trades. You're not going to, some people don't even want to journal 1 trade. Sometimes even the second trade, I don't want to journal, but you know, I have to journal. So 30 trades is so much of a mess because you see, even if you look at just the way the market flows, okay? So look, since the London Open here, how many moves can you see? How many moves can you see in here? We've only had one swing move up and one swing move down since the London Open. Mind you, we're about 2 hours, 45 minutes. Almost basically three hours, and we've only had 2 real distributions. You've had one here, and you had one here. Look at this. So how does 30 trades fit into this? It's crazy. TetraFX, bro, mad at me, doesn't read my texts. I didn't see your text, sir. What'd you say? I started doing better after hours and hours just watching markets price. Yeah, exactly. Just watch price action. Got a lot of friends from Cape Town and Angola. Cape Town, you got all that, but too much poverty? Yes. A lot of poverty. There's a lot of poverty in the world, anyway. Yeah, look at this, guys. There's only been 2 moves. 2 moves. One move up, one move down. So, you see, it fits 1 to 2 trades. You can keep the stress away, and you can work on patience, discipline. And when you're not trading, you're learning how to read candlesticks. Have you got a template for the journaling? Yeah, it's in the description box under free TFX template. Just request to view it and I'll give you access. I like Dubai because you can't flex or show off there. Everybody's rich. Yeah, it's very hard to compete. Some of these guys, they have like family wealth. So, family wealth is a whole different thing. You see these guys in Monaco and they're in the boats and everything, watching the Formula One. Family wealth is a whole different thing. That's generational wealth. A lot of what we see most of the time, I guess, from like social media can also be just like new generation money, New generation money. You can find yourselves in those situations, but it's easy for you to lose it all. See what happened to Samuel Anuha? See what's happened to Samuel Anuha? He had basically that life, but he was more of like new generational wealth. And it's not ending up very good for him now, is it? So, it's very difficult to build something that is sustainable over the generations, And also more difficult to keep that money. Because, someone has to break the generational curse. Is it going to be you and your family? Who is it? Somebody has to do it. So that it can continue, so you can get to those levels some of these families are at. And, the problem is, like, we can make a lot of money quickly because there's a lot of knowledge nowadays. The problem is keeping that money. A lot of us, we don't have that financial literacy to keep the money. It's arguably harder to keep the money than it is to make the money nowadays. Still feel like gold wants to shoot up. It still wants to shoot up because I'm looking at this and there's no room for price to move down. You got like a support area over here. A little bit of range, but there's not a lot of room for price to move down. So I'd rather break these highs and then continue to move up. Getting into debt to flex on people who don't notice? Yes. Market's super calm now. Maybe the next hourly with volume up. Yep, that's true. Next hourly candle cycle is gonna be pre-London. It is quite heavy for this one to pull up because it's already done so much and it's about to close right now. It's gonna close maybe somewhere around here. And then it's true with the next hourly, it can definitely like be a little bit more free to move. Got my entry from 33.50. Haven't hit my TP at 33.30. What is that? 33.37. Should I take partial? Just follow what structure is telling you. Don't focus on the reward. Just see where'd you say you got in? Entry from 33.50. Dude, if you took an entry from 33.50, like that's even zero drawdown, and you've already caught basically the whole move. I would definitely have secured something. 33.50? Come on, man. How greedy can you be? How greedy can you be? If you think price is gonna move down, secure 80% here. If you still believe price can go down, secure 80% here and then just let the rest of the move play out. Because you see, price is consolidating right now. And I think if it breaks these highs, it could come all the way back upwards. So you got a couple of options there. You could trail either this structure or you could just close like 80% here and then let the rest run. Give it more breathing room for any sort of retracements. If you had 500G, would you trade or invest? Which would be the long-term best idea? I think I would trade it because, you know, you can get more percentage gains than an investment. Investments usually are going to take a few years, even to make like 10%. So I'd definitely trade it. I'll trade it. I'm very cautious about businesses. You know, most businesses tend to struggle and fail. So very cautious about like anything outside of trading. That doesn't involve like maybe buying a plot of land or considering like some construction project. Like you just have to be very careful. You know, at least in trading, you can control your money like a little bit more. You have more control because you got to take positions on a day-to-day basis and then manage your risk, right? But with businesses, and sometimes it can come like a second job. So I'll definitely trade it. But if you have the skill, then yeah, definitely go with trading. But if let's say you don't have the skill, but you have the money, I would not put that money in trading. I would not put it in trading. I would first learn the skill and then start to trade a small portion of it, slowly build confidence, maybe 10 grand, maybe 5 grand, however much you're comfortable. And then see, okay, I've done 3 months here. 3 months I've been profitable. I'm saying I'm done like maybe I've done, I don't know how much percent. You can say like, let's say 30%. In 3 months, you're like, okay, you know what? Let me invest a little bit more now, because I've proven to myself that I can be consistent, so I can take bigger risk. And you just slowly start doing that, and you know it all takes time. Things take time. In the next 5 to 10 years, you know you can be in a very nice place. But it all depends on you. It depends on how much risk are you willing to take. I could take much more risk than I usually take, but for me, I feel like this is a nice limit for my psychology. That I'm not going to have a situation like a tricky month that will make me doubt myself a lot. Because, yeah, you have to remain flexible. You know, you have to take risk that you can make the right decisions. Some people, for example, they take like a drawdown like this and they're very quick to, for example, close their position because it's too much risk. But I think generally speaking, for a lot of traders, that $1,000 mark on a potential day is really nice. Also depends where you live, what your goals are, what your lifestyle is, what type of person you are. My Tesla stock having crazy week, still plus 3.18%. Nice. Yeah, I saw Tesla was going up. Tesla was going up over here. Last time I checked. Oh, it's still hovering around 33.30 over here. So let's say on the daily sign pull back, but it recovered quite nicely though. Now, the thing with Tesla, it's stuck in a range. But you know, Tesla got these new taxis. I don't know if you've seen them on social media. Maybe that also kind of helped pop it up a bit more. We got Tesla taxis now, which are, I think, quite affordable to use. It could be a nice stock in the long term, but you can see Tesla is just consolidating for the most part. It's not really moving anywhere. Oh, it was 6% before Trump and Elon breakout. Makes sense. You could have been up 70% by now. I like the way gold is forming. It's starting to form some wicks. It would be crazy if the same thing that happened here happened again. Right? Look at that. Consolidation, shock in the water, get everybody out, distribute. It would be wild if it did the same thing here. It's starting to form wicks. It's starting to form like a similar situation like what happened here. First, it looked really good, right? We got rejections from the highs. This also looks good. We're getting rejections from the lows. You see, these are two key areas. Because what you're trying to catch a move out of these zones. Right? So you have to ask yourself, how could you have caught this move? If this was a move that you wanted to catch, how could you have caught this move and avoided this one right over here? What I'm trying to do is buying a car worth negative 30% of stable annual income. Oh, is buying a car worth negative 30% of stable annual income is a good or bad? Good, what was that? Good or bad? I usually see it when it comes to expensive things like cars. If you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it. And you know, a car is a liability, so you know it's not gonna bring any money to you. It's just gonna take it from. It's gonna take money from you, more than anything else. Maintenance costs and all that stuff. So you gotta like weigh your options. You know, like if you live in a first world country, you got easy access to, you know, using the train and all of that stuff. Heck, I have friends who've sold their really nice cars. You know, they sold their really nice cars because it didn't make sense for them. Because they live in a city. Like you can imagine living in an area like New York, for example. It wouldn't make sense to buy a car. All the stuck in traffic and all of that stuff. So yeah, you gotta gauge those things as well. But for the most part, a car liability, in my opinion, I would just stick with that rule for if you can't buy it twice, then you can't afford it then. Because you still need some sort of like emergency fund as well, you know? You need to take care of the car in case something happens to it. That sort of thing. Insurance. A lot of the things are liabilities. A lot of these sports cars as well. Get a Ferrari. Have the battery die on you every second week. Buy a shitbox drive. It will last 5 years while saving and investing the new car. It came up towards this area over here. And it's still rejecting. It's still rejecting exactly at this mark. 33.41. You see how important it is for the market, these key areas. These are like easy whips. Sometimes people ask me like, how can you avoid a fake out? The number one thing to avoid most fake outs is wait for a momentum break. Wait for price to push through that direction with momentum. And you know you're good. Just the same way as the weight of this area over here on the 1 minute. You see on the 1 minute, once it started to push, it really started to push. Stuck in chop. Oh man, you got a sniper entry. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm talking about. Buys close above. You, my friend, you have been caught in stop. But even then, even as you are caught in this stop in this choppiness, you know what's good? Your stop loss needs to come down a bit more. Because look, price can trigger you like this. I got triggered in a position like this I think it was last week. I can't remember. But remember that sniper entry that we got? And then price had come down. But you know, our stop loss was valid. So even if that was not the setup, the stop loss was still valid. So it still respected that area. You know, so I would say move your stop. Put your stop below this structural point. Just so you can avoid any sort of unnecessary problems. Because if it wants to move up, it shouldn't break these lows. Sometimes you can mess the entry up, but you know, you're going to survive with the stop. Because I feel like these lows can still be swept and then price can move up. But you're going to be like, you see, you took a trade in Asia, London Open. This will be a third trade for the day. Note, the longer you're in the market doing this, you're giving, just keep in mind, you're giving the market an opportunity to take back your profits that you made from here, and from here. You're giving the market an opportunity to take back your profits. So you gotta see if it makes sense for you to have like a winning day, potentially turn a losing day or break even. It's like when rich people gamble, what we spoke about. It doesn't make sense when rich people gamble. They only gamble to go broke. They're already rich. So it doesn't make sense when a profitable trader takes more trades in the day. They're only risking giving it back. But yeah, this now is looking like a sign of like a liquidity grab situation there. Candlestick reflip coming down bearish. Pops out of the shadows. If it's for fun, show/comfort, positive cash flow has to pay for it. If not, you're not ready to buy it. Drops back into the shadows. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what Grant Cardone says. Grant Cardone only buys these things if it's passive income, which is paying for his stuff. So he's gonna buy a car, he's gonna buy a jet, but it's all paid for, not with earned income. You know, if you can get to that point, that's the upper echelon of real investing, you know. A lot of people in the States, they love to get these cars. You can get really nice cars, you get very good prices on cars, but you can't afford them and you go into debt for them. And actually, it's so stupid because when you go into debt for a car, first of all, it immediately loses value when you drive it off the lot. And basically, when you're done paying for it, it's probably lost like 50+% of value, you know, in the next, like, let's say even five years. So it's such a stupid thing to go in debt for a car. Five-minute FVG tapped in 3 times. Yeah, just buy an old car. Yeah, buy a 15-20-year-old Benz and drive it forever. Benz or Toyota? Maybe a Toyota. I mean, it's smart, you know? It's smart investing. We're talking about smart investing. We're not talking about what we want from... You know, if we talk about our wants, we want a lot of things, you know? I want a blacked out Bugatti. That's what I want. Do I want to pay for the maintenance? Am I going to drive it every day? Is it actually going to serve me purpose? Like if I want to do a daily drive on it? Probably not. Probably doesn't have enough room in there for the things that I like to do. But I want a Bugatti. But you know, it's not a smart thing. I felt like in the universe, you get a lot more of what you need. And at the end of the day, what you need is actually, it's really very, it's not a lot. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot. But it's nice to experience them for sure. 100%. I agree. And if you get it bought with fun coupons, even better. You know, fun coupons is just the way to go. I got like 4 months, a brand new C300. Nice. Let's see what market does here now. It's doing the same thing. I feel like the shock came back in. Oh man, the shock came back in. Look at this. It's coming to certain levels, very close, and then rejecting. Coming to certain levels again, very close, and then rejecting. I had a feeling this pesky shock was not done. It was not done yet. It's getting back into this situation. Look at it. It's starting to show a little bit more wicks over here. A little bit of its nature coming in. Because again, catching the move out of here can be very tricky. I think right now it's already taken out. Potentially it's both buyers. Okay, it's potentially taken out buyers here. We got in too early. Too tight of a stop loss. But you see what I mean? The market's very pesky, guys. Look at this. Accumulate 90%, 10%, small little move. So how could you have caught this? And how can you consistently catch this? And avoid all of this? You know, one thing about this channel is I've tried to keep it very simple. You know, we focus on one time frame just so we can get this idea across. Because I think when we do live streams, most people are just under the impression it's like either just you're losing or you're winning. But you have to see that the market environment that people are trading in. You know, so you got to see like, how can you avoid this so you can catch this? Now, how can you avoid potential losses here so you can catch the next move? So you're saying flip 20 quid for Bugatti? No way. Maybe 20 quid can buy a Bugatti if you go buy a lottery ticket. You know, you're going to scratch a lottery ticket, then you can maybe win the lottery. You can buy yourself a Bugatti. Even Andrew Tate said himself, he doesn't even like driving his Bugatti anymore. It's not even a nice drive, apparently. Imagine all that money. He says it's not even a nice drive. And people sell the Bugattis. How much is it to rent one for the day though? Let's see, how much is it to rent a Bugatti for the day? Renting a Bugatti for the day can cost anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000. Crazy. You can rent a Urus for 5,000 maybe. Yeah, like about 5 grand. 5 grand you can rent a Urus. Maybe 1 to 5 grand for the day. Lamborghini Urus. But a Bugatti is 20 to 30. Jeez. Man, that thing better cure my... It better cure all depression cells in my body. For 20 to 30,000 grand, it better cure any sort of depression that I might have for the next year. All right, let's see. Let's see. You got a chauffeur-driven price. 4 hours, $2,650. 8 hours, $3,600. Per hour after, $300. So for 8 hours with a chauffeur, that's $3,600. I mean, maybe like, you know, feel a little bit safe over there with a chauffeur. $3,600. You're still in a Bugatti. For a day in Gulf countries, around 1,500 USD. I rent a Urus in Lisbon, like 1,200. Yeah, exactly. It's like between this range. Oh, that's sick. That's sick. That's a lot of money here. But it does look cool. The most expensive car to rent in America is $20,000 a day. Yeah, that's a Bugatti. See that? That's not earned money. You're gonna feel like shit if you spend that much money on renting and spending so much money on something that you worked hard for. I prefer Bugatti Veyron Super Sport. Yeah, rent a Bugatti and start a forex course. Ooh, a Cullinan. That's a very sexy car, Cullinan. My ideal car would be definitely a Rolls Royce. A Rolls Royce for sure. It's big enough. Even the Urus is pretty sick. But I still work too hard for my money to buy a Urus. This for me is work. This is a lot of work for me. Coming in every day, like think about it. Waking up early mornings, catching these moves, dealing with psychology, managing risk. It's too much work. I'd rather just have that money sit in the bank for now and slowly start investing. And maybe just growing the account a bit more and making sure that these smaller moves, they're just paying me more money. I'd rather do that. My future car gonna be a Cullinan. That's the dream car, sir. I'm a Hennessy Raptor kind of guy. It is sick. That looks actually quite fun. Kind of a low volume situation here in Goldie, but this becomes a no trade zone. No trade zone. No trade zone. No trade. Yeah, chat. So anyway, I hope today that this stream was kind of enlightening. I feel like this is an awesome situation because I think sometimes people don't know how exactly it is that I go about situations where, you know, we get really close to the stop loss such as these. So I hope that was quite enlightening. You know, some of these things you can't really put in a course, but it's much nicer to see it happening in real time. Theoretically, I could just post this video now in the WAP database. So that's good. But yeah, this is how you'd kind of look at it. You'd go on the 1 minute time frame and then just, you know, just be patient. Don't focus too much on your broker because your broker moves faster than it would be on TradingView. So you might click too quickly. So focus on the chart, focus on the 1 minute, see how the 1 minute's approaching that level, and then start looking or anticipating some sort of like quick reactions. And maybe you can give yourself some headroom. You can make it more mechanical by giving yourself some headroom there, like, you know, 2 pips or something. That's what I did. So yeah, I think that was an awesome value here because, you know, if we just won the trade, think about it this way. If we just won this trade, you would not have known this. You would not have known this. And this would be something that would be prolonged for you to learn further along your journey. So it's a good thing, man. You can take these losses and they shorten your learning experience even more because you can get something from them. So I think, you know, that was a positive thing about this. And, you know, so far the market just seems like it's not doing anything. We just had this random push down, which you could have caught on the second re-entry if you're going to give it a second chance. But for the most part, you can see it's also consolidating here again. So not the best of London sessions, but I still feel there's a ton of value here, guys. And, you know, I appreciate everybody who did tune in today. You guys leave a bunch of likes here today as well. I do appreciate that. As we get the algorithm to fix my channel here, I think we're on the right track, guys. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, man. I will see everybody tomorrow, London session for Freaky Friday. So let's get it, boys. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.
No time for this slip, homie. Now we bout to dip.